Hi campers, Jeffrey with CH Waltz Outdoor and RV in Jersey Shore, Pennsylvania. And today we're excited to talk about the all-new Winnebago Thrive. This is a brand new series they just came out with. This is the 2026 18 FBS model. And I think right off the bat, this big windshield is what's going to gain your attention. You know, just let it's a great look from the outside, obviously, and I like how it's all black. It is an automotive laminated glass. It also has a chip protection on it, so it should be very, very resilient. But from the inside, you'll see the whole other view of it. It just lets so much natural light in. So a great look from the outside. I know it's hard to see in the daylight hours, but a strip from the bottom up to the top lights up at night. There's a separate switch for that, so I think that's really going to be a nice look. I have to also say is I don't think it's going to be overly bright either. Sometimes lights are almost too much vibrant. These are going to put out some nice light without being overly bright either. So as we look down the side of the camper, we have a large pass-through storage. And the other thing you'll start noticing about this camper is just the colors. Everything is really sleek, clean looking. I'd like to point out, you know, typically you have a J-wrap on the bottom. It has screws in them. Sometimes they get a little wobbly, but this is almost seamless. There is a small seam there where it slides in, but really looks nice. I haven't seen that on a camper yet before. They use a lot of the black around the windows, which seems to be a new trend, but they did it well. It's got a lot of the big W, flying W's for the Winnebago look, so it's got that classic look, but also a very new stylish look. A 14-foot awning. This camper, since we're talking about length, is a total of 22 foot 11 inches from the very front to the very back. They do mount the spare tire underneath, which helps save a little bit of room as well. And then this camper is going to come in at a dry weight of right around 4,800 pounds. So it's going to be lightweight, small, compact, but yet very roomy. It'll have powered stabilizer jacks front and rear. Like I said, the dual axle tires. It's on the BAL frame, so that's huck bolted, very secure. And the way that it's built, it's going to really travel well for you and hold up over time. It's got a JBL audio sound system, so really nice there. The other cool thing is this: everybody does solid steps. So who's going to change the game of how things are done? Well, Winnebago did. So this is a composite material. One, it's very lightweight, so it's even easier to lift up. Nice big step pads, and I have to tell you, it has even more grip than your typical aluminum step pads on the solid steps. So I think that that's a big difference and adds a lot of value to it. So not only a different look that goes so well with everything else, but much better functionality. Nice big grab handle on here, and we'll go around to the back and check it out. If you look at the back of this camper, you'll see that it comes standard with a walk-up ladder. You've got backup camera prep. Everything is LED, so the clearance lights and tail lights. I like this new slim design, and I think that'll gain a lot of control as far as getting people's attention from a safety perspective. A lot of hookups in the back, so centralized. You know, we have our hot water tank here, outdoor shower, 30 amp hookup in this case, freshwater tank fill, and your satellite hookup. As we walk around to the side here, we have a black tank flush, which is really convenient because it's right where your discharge points are. And then what they're using on their slide out mechanism is the Slim Track mechanism by Lippert, which is great for this size of a slide out. It's not too big, it keeps it above the wheel wells. So this is going to be a really valuable and durable design for this size of a slide out. Let's go inside and check things out. Now we're inside. Here again, I wanted to talk about that front windshield. It's such a focal point. It does have a roller blind shade, so you can totally black out that light, but really has a nice, just lets in so much natural light. And it is on a curve, so that's kind of neat too, how it is. You can see that they have storage all the way around, and there's nice little cubby holes with dresser type pull drawers. There's outlets and USB chargers on each side. We do have some storage below, and that's a pretty big roomy area for storage. As we look over here, they put in a nice big TV, 40-inch TV that's on a swivel mount, so you can kind of turn it towards the bed or towards the seating area. Some really nice cabinetry in here as far as storage goes. Nice, deep, big. All their doors this year are on soft close, which I really like that. They went to a different design countertop this year. They're using a one-piece molded fiberglass, so you know there's no more seam around here or anything to worry about peeling back up on you. It's just nice one big piece, and it's nice and smooth. I imagine it's easy to clean up. As we look in the top drawer, you'll notice they put a silverware tray in now. It slides really nice and easily, nice wood. And you have a garbage can and a recyclable can, or both garbage if you want. But that's kind of nice that they put 2 cans in. Most are just doing 1. Again, soft close. Coming with an oven, a 3-burner cooktop, and the microwave. Okay, so when you first walk into the camper, I didn't point out, and you'll see in our pictures, we do have our control panel over here in our JBL audio stereo system. You have your 10.6 cubic foot 12-volt compressor refrigerator. You have some really nice pantry storage here. Each of these drawers is on a nice pull and slide system. They're also soft close. And then you have some more storage up here, which also, I know was already on, but it has a censored light on. It's a nice amount of light up there. Let's go check out that bathroom. So sitting here in the bathroom, I think they have a pretty good amount of room. It's here again, we're not in a huge camper, so there's not a lot of room, but there's enough, I think, to take care of things. This has a nice radial neo-angle shower, plenty of room. Skylight's in the perfect place. You have a nice vented area up there. Here again, a decent amount of countertop space. Remember, we're probably in a 19-foot interior space of this whole camper. Nice little bit of storage here and a medicine cabinet. And they already put up a towel bar, which I think is really nice. A lot of people don't do that. Okay, so next thing I wanted to point out was this nice, almost like recessed lighting, but it's not quite really recessed. But it is all LED. A lot of it's on separate switches and controls. Such a nice new modern look, and it's the best lighting I've seen in a camper in a while. I'm really impressed. When we look at their slide out, another thing I'm impressed with is this trim that they put around, because it's nice and clean, everything's jointed. You don't see a lot of staple holes in this camper at all like you do a lot of other things. So everything is put together much nicer. They did say they used real maple on this whole surround, which I thought was really nice. Here again, we have a nice amount of storage. I like that these doors stay up. They did the same thing over at the bedroom area as well. Have a nice big window, again with a nice black roller shade that'll black out everything for you if you'd like. As we look at this couch, I think it's really a pretty cool color. It plays well with all the other things that are going on in here. This is a, the way they did it's really nice because your wheel well is underneath of this, so there isn't any storage, but it's finished nice. It has a nice look. It's very comfortable. The material feels really good. Feels nice and soft when you sit on it. It is a jackknife sofa, so it could provide some extra room if you wanted for sleeping. It has these little trays that you can easily take on and off. It's not like they can hold a lot, but they still serve a purpose. Maybe putting a drink there or your phone as you sit and relax and watch the TV. Talking about this camper again, it's going to be right around that 4,800 pound dry weight. So the cool thing is, you know, even some mid-sized SUVs, some mid-sized trucks could easily haul this camper. Absolutely, on a half-ton or full-size SUV is more than enough for a camper like this. And it's very roomy. We're keeping it at a 22 foot 11 inches total length. So you have a lot going in here, a lot of space. It's a great stylish look. It's going to get a lot of attention. And I think this Winnebago with this Strive really knocked it out of the park. We're looking forward to getting into so many more models. So check out our webpage for the listing and the pricing. Call us up, and I'd love for you guys to make an appointment and come in and see it. Until then, see you soon, campers.